We desperately need rain, but at least we do have berries this year. We had a good bit of the black raspberry earlier this spring, and now I'm just trying to harvest as much of the wild blackberry before the season is over, or before the birds eat them. Today we're going to be making blackberry juice. I have my canner heating up. I've got my stock pot ready, and I've got my jars. They're sterilized, and they've got hot water in them. Sorry for the noise. There's a washer going and fans and all kinds of things going on today. So my berries have already been washed. I used vinegar and water to soak them in. And I'm just going to be adding them to my stock pot. Let me see if I can get this set up here. And I'm a bit of a rebel canner, so I don't use a lot of recipes and exact measurements when I'm cooking. I've just been doing this so long that I know what I'm doing. I've got my filtered water here that I'm going to add over it. Okay, I have some more filtered water here I'm going to add. In there. All right. And you're going to bring this up to a boil. Excuse me. Bring this up to a boil. I'm not going to be adding any sugar or sweetener today because I like to use my juice in pies if I want to make jelly later, or syrup. That way I can adjust the recipe as needed and I don't have to worry about it already being sweetened. The berries are starting to come up to a simmer. I want it to come to a full boil, and I will boil it for between 5 and 8 minutes. We want as much of that color leached out of the berries as possible. It's a little steamy. As you can see, I've been boiling this for a few minutes, and the berries have released most of their color. So you can see the berries have released most of their color, which is what we want. I'm gonna set this right here out of the way. I've got a pitcher here. It's in the sink. I'm gonna take this cloth. I know it looks well used because it has been. I bleach it out every time I use it, so it's just stained up. I'm gonna put that over the pitcher, and then I'm gonna take my fine mesh strainer and put over top of that. Out of the way. Now I'm going to start straining my juice. Be careful, it's very hot. You don't want to burn yourself. We're just not a big fan of the seeds. And here, I'll show you. This is collecting the seeds in here, so that's always good. My pitcher is almost full. Grab this here. I'm gonna kind of just give it a little smash to get any leftover juice out. My chickens love this pulp. After it cools, I'll give it to them. They just love it. Right there. I'm going to take my cloth here. Now, it is hot. Like I said, it's very hot. So be careful that you don't burn yourself. Take that down there, make sure there's no seeds on it. Just use this to kind of get the rest of the juice out. Set that right there for now. And then I'm going to fill my jars. You want to leave headspace about a 1/2 inch or so. And I'm trying to work quickly so I can get these in the canner. I have them in hot water, and they also are filled with hot water, so the jar is already ready to go, and the hot juice is not going to affect it. Oh, that was a little full. All right, let's get some more juice going here. Be careful you don't splash yourself. Again, just give it a quick press. That will release any juice left in the berry. Still dripping a little bit there, but it will catch the seeds. It's getting close, I think. There's a lot in there. Here, and pull my cloth up. I'm just giving it a little twist so that the juice will. Right, I have a paper towel, and I have in this bowl, there's a water vinegar mix. I'm just going to use it to wipe my rims to make sure there's no residue to prevent sealing. Right, now I've got my lids here. On here like this, and then we want to just tighten these to finger tight. You don't want to over tighten them. Rinse that one off here. Put that on. Sometimes they don't want to go on straight. My water in the canner is hot, so now I'm going to use my little jar grabbers and fill the canner. Be careful as you're doing this, you don't want to break a jar. And in my canner, I've got a little bit of white vinegar mixed in the water to help keep the jars from getting cloudy in the water. And I am going to process these in a 15-minute water bath. In here, we're going to let this come to a boil, and then I will start the timer. As you can see, the canner is starting to bubble. So I'm going to put my lid on and start process time. Line my lid up here. And bring this up to pressure, and then I will start my timer. So you can see the timer is hot. I'm going to set it for 15 minutes. And we'll be back. So after the timer goes off, I always pull the canner from the heat, and then I let it sit for about 5 minutes just to let the pressure, or it can decompress a little bit before I even open the canner. It's still very hot, so please, please, please be careful. Remove the jars. I will let these sit for 24 hours, and then tomorrow I'll remove the rings, check the seals, and then they are ready to be labeled and added to the pantry. And that is how I make my blackberry juice. Thanks for watching.